Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. Call of Duty is a 20-year-old franchise now. We've covered that a couple of times here in the channel, I think, and in that time, they've added so many features, so many incredible features, lots of bad ones as well, to be fair, but lots of features over the years, and for some reason, a lot of them just get forgotten, for one reason or another, whether we're talking about in-game currency to purchase weapons like we had back in Modern Warfare Remastered. That would be cool to bring back. I realize supply drops were part of that system, but they could definitely evolve that system to make it not include supply drops to give players more reason to play the game. That would be interesting. We have the holiday and seasonal events that are basically gone. We have the headquarters from COD World War II that I still won't accept it. I hope that eventually that will come back in some capacity. You have the Pick 10 creative class, which was perfect. It was pretty much flawless, but for some reason they got rid of that. You had the community challenges to unlock weapons. The list goes on and on. In fact, years ago, I made an entire video talking about a bunch of different features that COD, for whatever reason, has simply gotten rid of. Well, here in Modern Warfare 3, I feel like one of the best systems they've come out with recently would be the weekly challenge system, and I truly hope that Treyarch is paying attention to this, and I hope that Treyarch evolves this as compared to them just letting that become another feature in a long list of things that were great about one game that were never duplicated for another game. Why is it all the annoying things that people don't like about COD end up in the game year after year after year, but some really cool features and cool things about the game end up getting thrown on the scrap heap for some reason? I don't understand that. I fundamentally don't. So here with Modern Warfare 3, as you guys know, we have the weekly challenges, we have the aftermarket parts, and we have the armory unlocks. I feel like this system is incredible. It's the first iteration we've ever had of it, and I think it's good for the developers. I think it's good for the player base. I think it's good for everybody. The gameplay here is using, I think, the Bruin. Yeah, I think it's like the Bruin light machine gun with the aftermarket part that kind of makes it a lot more like an assault rifle, and just something simple like that, right? All they did was like tweak the number values of the weapon, and now suddenly we have a whole new weapon just by adding an attachment. If you're a developer, that is really easy compared to designing a whole new weapon, you know, new reload animations, new modifiers, new everything, right? All you do is change up a couple of things. Now suddenly, bam, it feels like a brand new gun in the game, and you unlock it via the weekly challenges, which every single week there's new aftermarket parts to unlock. And fundamentally, they make the game more interesting, like adding a chainsaw to the bottom of your gun. That's an aftermarket part. You have, what is it, like a dual barrel on one of the submachine guns, so you can take a full auto rifle and make it burst fire. You can take a submachine gun and make it more like a burst rifle. You can take a battle rifle and make it a lever action, which was like busted there for a little bit until they nerfed it. Like, the list goes on and on. It's a whole new weapon just by tweaking a current one, so it's easier for the developers, and it gives players essentially more weapons in the game. You can go through Modern Warfare 3 and look at all the weapons that came with the base game, the weapons that came out with the seasons. You can look back at the Modern Warfare 2 weapons that were part of the carry forward feature. You can look at all of that and then think to yourself, on top of that, with the aftermarket parts, it's like every single week almost a brand new weapon comes out. Occasionally they get a bit more lazy with it by adding like an aftermarket part scope or a red dot sight, which is actually one of the better attachments in the game. Occasionally they do stuff like that, but the point still stands. It's an incredible feature. It's one of those things that I feel as though every COD should have going forward. It kind of reminds me in a way of the weekly updates that we used to get back in COD World War II. Believe it or not, I went back and was watching old COD World War II videos the other day. You guys ever do that? Do you guys ever just go on a trip down memory lane and start watching some random ass videos from some random YouTubers about random topics in an old game? I did that the other night, and the weekly updates Sledgehammer used to do back then, I forgot all about them. Like, every week there was something. There was a new blog post, there were announcements, new game modes, new features, new this, new that. Like, COD World War II, we were spoiled, man. We really were. And it kind of seems like they're doing that a bit more here with Modern Warfare 3. Like, the post-launch support for this game has actually been pretty good, and I think a big part of that is the weekly challenges. Every week there's new aftermarket parts coming, and at the end of a season you get a camo for having done all the weekly challenges. You have the armory unlocks, and I understand that some people don't like armory unlocks, but I feel like it could be changed a bit, and I think that if done correctly, armory unlocks are a really good way of having things driving you in the game to do different things for tangible rewards. I remember when the game first came out, everyone was looking at their armory unlocks and trying to pick and choose as to what things they wanted to unlock first, and then by doing challenges every single day you could unlock things faster. By winning matches you could unlock things faster. Like, overall, I thought it was a pretty interesting system. Was it perfect? Of course not, but it was also the first iteration of such an idea within the COD franchise. What blows my mind, again, going back to the very beginning, is they come out with these new ideas. Like, the very first time we've ever seen anything like that in COD, they come out with it. The system may have some issues here or there, but overall it seems to be a positive for the COD community, and instead of taking that idea and expanding upon it and iterating upon it and making it better, They just throw it in a scrap heap for whatever reason. It really makes no sense. But this system right here, I do not want them to do away with, because I feel as though post-launch support for this game has actually been pretty damn good. And if we want COD to continue to be good going forward, we're going to need more systems like this for people to engage with, to keep them interested in between content updates. I mean, having something new every single week is pretty cool. Is it always the greatest thing? No. I mean, not every single aftermarket part is amazing. Not every single weekly challenge is fun to do and whatever. But I think it's a good system overall. And Microsoft and Call of Duty, they did their earnings report today, and here we're just going to see a quick quote. "We've been encouraged by the ongoing success of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which is attracting new gamers and retaining franchise loyalists," coming from Microsoft CEO in regards to Modern Warfare 3, and apparently, believe it or not, they're making money hand over fist when it comes to microtransactions within COD, and they're making tons of that money because of Rebirth Island. That's basically the long and the short of the entire earnings report today, but what they said is true, I think. I think a lot of people are getting back into COD because of Rebirth Island, but also Modern Warfare 3 in general. I feel like people are participating in the game a lot more and enjoying the game a lot more because post-launch support for this game has been better than in previous years. There could be any number of reasons for that. I personally think that it's because Modern Warfare 3 had a really bad launch. It had a very bad rap as essentially just being a $70 DLC to Modern Warfare 2, and as such, sales figures were down horribly at launch as compared to Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019, and I think even Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War, like, sales were down bad for this game. So I feel like in an effort to try to make some of that money back, they decided to go even harder when it came to post-launch support, and lo and behold, that has been a net positive, not only for them, but also for the COD community. So fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that Activision and Treyarch are paying attention to this. I'm hoping that they have some big plans for Black Ops Gulf War. Typically, Treyarch has a lot of fun things to do within their game when it comes to unlocks and things like that, but I'm just so tired, and I'm sure you guys are as well, of them always coming out with something positive, or what most people consider to be a positive change or a positive feature or a positive update, and then just scrapping it after 1 year without ever trying to expand upon it to make it even better. Like, if this is the first iteration of this system, imagine what they can do with a year's worth of data and a year's worth of feedback from the community as they get ready for the next COD title. They should do so much more with this system, because fundamentally I think it is a good one, and I hope to see more things like this in the future. Of course, we are talking about Call of Duty here, so all the top comments in the video below this are just going to be about skill-based matchmaking. I get it. I truly do, but, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's so hard to even ever say anything positive about COD, or even just discuss COD news in general, because everyone is so focused so much all the time on skill-based matchmaking. And as a content creator, like, I get it. I mean, I've literally made like 100 videos of skill-based matchmaking, and it seems like people are just never content unless every video I make is about skill-based matchmaking, and that's just mind-numbing, man. It really is. So skill-based matchmaking aside, we all know everyone's opinion on that, including my own. Do you think the system is good, and do you think it should continue going forward in the COD franchise? Do you think it's a positive for the franchise? Let me know about that down there in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Leave your thoughts and feedback on all this down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.